All right, let's talk about credit. As your financial coach, my goal here is simple to cut through all the noise and the confusion. We're going to create a clear, time based action plan to get your credit health right where you want it to be. No magic tricks, no smoke and mirrors, just a solid, workable strategy. So let's start with a scenario I'm sure some of you know all too well. You found the perfect house, you're ready to make an offer, but your credit score is just a few points too low. The clock is ticking. Can you actually fix it in time? This is the kind of high stakes question we're tackling today. How long does this stuff really take? Okay, so before we can come up with a treatment plan, right, we have to get a proper diagnosis. We need to look under the hood and really understand why your score is what it is. What's actually driving that number? Because once we know that, we know which levers we can actually pull. And here it is. This chart really breaks it all down. Now, you'll see 5 different factors, but honestly, it all boils down to 2 big ones. Look at this. 35% is your payment history. Are you paying your bills on time? And 30% is amounts owed. That's your credit utilization. You add them up, that is 65% of your entire score. You get these 2 things right, and you are absolutely in the driver's seat. So, a big question I always get is, what about my past mistakes? Well, here's the deal. They don't haunt you forever. Most of these negative items, like late payments or collections, they'll hang out on your report for about 7 years. But here's the really important part. Their sting fades over time. A mistake you made 5 years ago has way less impact than one from 5 months ago, especially when you start piling on new, positive information. All right, let's get to the good stuff, the action plan. We're going to start with the quick wins. I'm talking about the high-impact moves you can make that can show real results fast, like within 1 to 3 months. This is where you get that satisfying, quick feedback that you're on the right track. 30%. If you remember one number from today, make it this one. This is your magic number for credit utilization. The goal is to use less than 30% of your available credit limit on every single one of your cards. So if you've got a card with a $5,000 limit, you want that reported balance to stay under $1,500. I'm telling you, this is probably the most powerful lever you can pull for a fast score boost. And this isn't just theory. Look at this, a real-life client I worked with. They were way up there, around 90% utilization. They worked hard, paid those balances down, and boom, a 70-point jump in their score. This just shows you attacking high balances is one of the absolute fastest ways to see a major improvement, sometimes in just 30 days. So how do you actually do it? Well, you've got 2 main strategies, and there's no single right answer. You've got the debt snowball. That's where you pay off the smallest debts first. It feels great, you get these quick wins, and it builds momentum. Then there's the debt avalanche. This is the more mathematical approach. You target the highest interest rate first, which saves you the most money over time. Which one's better? Honestly, the one you'll actually stick with. Now, here's a tool that is so powerful, and it's totally free. Check your credit reports for errors. You would be shocked how common they are. You have a legal right to dispute anything that's inaccurate. The process is pretty simple, and the bureaus have to look into it, usually within a month or so. I'm not kidding. I had one client whose score shot up 47 points in 1 month just because we got a couple of accounts removed that didn't even belong to them. Okay, so those quick wins are fantastic for getting some momentum. But now let's talk about the long game, because real lasting credit health, that comes from building solid foundational habits. This is all about slow and steady progress over 6 months, a year, and beyond. Listen to me on this one. I cannot say this loudly enough. Your payment history is king. It is the biggest piece of your score, period. And you know what? The system doesn't care if you pay off the whole balance or just the minimum. It just cares that you paid on time. Being late is a killer. So my advice, go into your accounts right now and set up automatic payments for at least the minimum. Make it impossible to miss. And this is what that progress looks like over time. See, after just 6 months of perfect, on-time payments, lenders start to notice. They see a new pattern of responsibility forming. You hit that 1-year mark, and that solid year of good behavior starts to seriously outweigh the old mistakes. You're literally building a new financial story, one on-time payment at a time. So let's circle back to that house buying scenario from the beginning. You're in a time crunch, you just paid off a big credit card balance, but you can't wait a whole month for your report to update. What do? Well, there's actually a pro-level tool for this exact situation. It's kind of like a fast-forward button. It's called rapid rescoring. Now, let's be clear. This is not a magic wand that erases bad credit. Think of it more like the express lane at the grocery store. You've already done the hard work, like paying down that balance. This service, which your lender kicks off, just makes sure that good deeds shows up on your report in a few days, not a few weeks. So here's how it works, and this part is key. You can't just call up and ask for this yourself. Your lender, like your mortgage officer, has to drive the process. So your job is to make that positive change, get the proof, like a payoff letter, and bring it to your lender. They take that documentation and submit it for a manual, super fast update. And just so we're all on the same page, there are some hard rules here. This is only for getting accurate, positive changes updated faster. It is not a get-out-of-jail-free card. It won't remove a legit late payment or fix years of bad habits. It's a very specific tool for a very specific job, and yeah, there's usually a fee involved. Okay, let's land the plane here and bring it all together. We've gone through the diagnosis, we've talked quick wins, the long game, and even that pro-level tool. So what's the bottom line? What should you walk away with today? This quote really says it all, doesn't it? Your credit history does not have to define your financial future. This whole thing isn't some random mystery. It's a system, and when you understand the system, when you know what factors matter, you can take action and get the outcome you want. It's really that simple. Knowledge plus action gives you control. So if there's one thing I want you to take away from our chat today, it's this. You are in the driver's seat. Improving your credit isn't luck. It's a predictable process. It's a marathon with some sprints along the way. And now you know the timeline. You know what you can do for a quick boost, and you know the habits you need for long-term success. So I'm going to leave you with a question. We've broken it all down. You have the timeline, you have the tools. The power is right there in your hands. So what's the very first step you're going to take right now, today? Are you going to go pull your reports and look for errors? Or are you going to log into your accounts and calculate your utilization ratio? The journey starts with that one first step.